I had some free time on Wednesday morning to go and see the boys train. Here are my thoughts. So Wednesday morning, absolute pouring rain in what should be the summer of Melbourne. I had some free time in the morning, like I just said. Went to see the boys train it, and like you've seen in the highlights video from yesterday that I put up from that training session and the week before, I am trying to get to at least one a week. The week before, I was a little bit just like excited to see, and I really wasn't taking any sort of notes or anything like that. But yesterday, when I was watching the boys and filming and stuff, there were a few standouts and a few thoughts, and we'll go into some injuries and stuff like that as well. But let's get into my thoughts on training as a whole, who stood out, etc., etc. The boys looked incredible, right? Albeit it was a very wet and rainy, and just, the skills weren't as polished because it's, in the middle of a heavy rain. And, when it's sunnier, the boys are more sleek and stuff like that. But I think that at the start of the session, they weren't really used to it. As the time went on, they did get a little bit better at it, making, less mistakes with the ball. And it wasn't as silky, but because, of the classic rain. But other than that, the boys looked absolutely on. The only one that was missing from the track was Josh Dacos. We know that he's got a bit of a foot complaint or a lower leg complaint, and he won't be back riding for a couple of weeks. I don't think there's much to worry about there. He said it's been happening for the last few years, so now they're just really managing his workload. The other guys that weren't there, Brody Mychek didn't do full training. He's still managing a calf complaint. Like Hayden Skipworth said, he's so important to us that we're taking it slow with him. He should return really soon. The other guy was Ash Johnson. He was doing the main drills, but then was running along the boundary. He came over and talked to some kids there. He talked to us for a little bit as well. He said that he hurt his back or just pinched his back in the gym. So they're just trying to, he's fine. He's just trying to take it a little bit slow. So that's nothing to worry about there, because we know that Ash Johnson needs a big season, and he's going to be in for a big season. Before I get more into the sort of training, I want to just touch on Ash Johnson for this amazing sort of gesture that he did, right? There were these kids, and they were going, Ash, waving and stuff, and Ash Johnson came over and said hi. And the kids, as all kids do at the moment, they go, can we have your boots? Can we have your boots? And he goes, the boots, or when I took that screamer against Carlton, he goes, I think I still have those boots in the locker in my gym. In the locker at the gym. Let me go check. He comes back with his match-worn boots, and it was the Sir Douglas Nicholls round, so it had all the Indigenous artwork on there and stuff, and they were beautiful. And he gave the kids two, signed them both, and these kids were just like, this is show and tell for the next 10 years. They were ecstatic, and the parents and Ash Johnson was just so kind to do that in the middle of training, and I just thought that needed a mention. Regarding training and the individuals, I really tried to look at the SSP prospects. One guy that stood out, and if you see any other training reports, any other Collingwood supporter that's going to training, you know this guy. It's Josh Eyre, and he was absolutely fantastic. He played as sort of like a key defender down back, can take a good grab, but the thing that I was most impressed by, and everyone seems to be impressed by, is that damaging left boot. And it's not just like he can kick really far off his left boot. He is very accurate on it. The only knock on Josh Eyre is his consistency with injury. He's been injured quite a bit. He was okay in the VFL last season for the Pies, and I think that he is going to get picked by the club. Especially, it covers if Nathan Murphy does go down with another concussion, or Darcy Moore or Jeremy Howe as well. So I think Josh Eyre is pretty much a lock for the SSP list spot. Another couple that I liked was Bytel and Lockie Sullivan. They were in the mids. They did a lot of things right. It's hard when they're sort of rotating around the ground, when they're doing that sort of main drill, and you're just on one ground. You can't really see how they're going in the other sort of areas. But when they were right near me, both really good sizes. That sort of inside mid that we're kind of after, especially with Taylor Adams not being there. I think they really impressed. The other guys I didn't see really much of, or they just didn't really stand out. So that's Campbell Hustwaite, Sam Soforonidis, And I don't even think Ned Long's there. I don't even think he's a proper train-on player. I think he's just in the VFL training with the boys. But those other three guys, Lockie Sullivan, Jack Vitale, and Josh Eyre, I think they might be the three guys that get picked. Hayden Skipworth said that Dan McStay is not going to be on the long-term injury list, so we are only going to have 3 list spots. Remember, though, that Derek Hine, after the draft, said would probably take 2 in the SSP and then 1 keep over for the mid-season. So if they feel like they still want that mid-season pick, they're only going to take 2. And I dare say it might be it definitely will be Josh Eyre, in my opinion. And I think it'll be Vitale, but I really want it to be Lockie Sullivan. I think, actually, and you know the other guy, Teakle, he did okay. Didn't stand out for me. It was a bit of a ruck, stayed forward a little bit. Didn't really stand out for me, but he was doing okay in the drills and stuff like that. I do just think it'll be Josh Eyre and Lockie Sullivan are my 2 picks if we're going for 2 players. Collingwood squad-wise, Finn Macrae is ready to just burst onto the scene this year. He did everything right in that training session, was in the middle. They played him off a wing as well, so he was sort of trading with Steele side bottom. Steele was going into the middle, and then Finn Macrae would be on the wing, and then vice versa. But when Macrae was in the middle, he was just ready to go. It looks like, what has he been? 3 seasons in the system now, and he is ready to explode. He's got that pace. He's quick with his hands. You know, he loves a tackle. I think that this is his year, and we kind of know this, that he is going to burst onto the scene this year. I loved what Ed Allen had to do, fumbling with the ball a little bit, but he's going to be a genius on that wing, and he's a really tall player as well. Steel side bottom's natural successor there. Who else did I like? Bo McCreary. Oh my God, they were playing Bo through the middle a lot more, and it's insane, right? Look, I know that he's not going to be 100% midfielder, but I kind of want to see him, and I've said this before, I kind of want to see him pinch hit into the midfield, just in case we need that grunt, in case we just, even if he doesn't get possession, just all those tacklings, you know, and stuff, and all that sort of perceived pressure and that applied pressure. That's why we need Bo. But he looks like he's quicker, and he looks like he's built up a little bit to build up and then still be quicker than he was. It's going to set sort of opposition defenses. They're going to be so confused. They're not going to know what hit them, and I love seeing that from Bo, adding another string to his bow. The usual suspects, Jordan De Goey, phenomenal. Nick Dacos is just getting better. The thing that I love with Nick Dacos, which I think has just become a sort of signature move, is when he's running, how he arches his back to not let anyone grab him, and seeing that, you know, like right in front of you is just insane. It's insane, and what he's able to do even at training, he's going to go to the next level. One guy that I really do want to mention is Harry Dimatia. Now, obviously, he's our first draft pick for the year. On-field leadership, the way he spoke when he came out and sort of high-fived us and you know, got some photos with the kids and stuff, he speaks like a 30-year-old. Like, he's just head screwed on right. But even so, his skills are really good. I think he debuts. I know he's probably looking for a round 1 or round 0 debut. Probably doesn't come that early, but I think out of the draftees and probably the SSPs that come through, he will be the one that sort of debuts first. I love everything about him. He's quick, good footy IQ, and I hope to see more of him this year. The last guy I'm going to mention before I wrap this up, John Noble. He looks like a man possessed. If you saw that video on my Instagram of him, or it's in the training highlights video, of him just trying to run down Lockie Schultz, take a dive to touch that ball to go over the line. His speed hasn't regressed. Looks like he's gotten quicker. He was getting a lot of the ball off that half-back line. So, you know, I'm hoping that he does come back into the squad. I know Markov, that's who he's competing with, and Markov's only getting better. So it will be interesting to see, but I think that there is room for John Noble somewhere in the squad, and it was good to see him just back to his best at training. But anyway, guys, this has just been my training thoughts and, you know, a bit of track watch, if you will. Let me know your thoughts down below. Were you at training? Who do you want to sort of me to spy on, to look at next week and give you guys a report? If you're loving these, let me know in your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shaggers, I'll see you later.